Frogs. Frogs can live both on land and in fresh water and belong to class Amphibia of phylum Chordata. The most common species of frog found in India is Xanategrina. They do not have constant body temperature, that is, their body temperature varies with the temperature of the environment. Such animals are called cold-blooded or poikilotherms. You might have also noticed changes in the color of the frogs while they are in grasses and on dry land. They have the ability to change the color to hide them from their enemies, camouflage. This protective coloration is called mimicry. You may also know that frogs are not seen during peak summer and winter. During this period, they make shelter in deep burrows to protect them from extreme heat and cold. This is known as summer sleep estivation and winter sleep hibernation respectively. Morphology. Have you ever touched the skin of frog? The skin is smooth and slippery due to the presence of mucus. The skin is always maintained in the moist condition. The color of dorsal side of the body is generally olive green with dark irregular spots. On the ventral side of the skin is uniformly pale yellow. The frog never drinks water but absorbs it through the skin. Body of a frog is divisible into head and trunk. A neck and tail are absent. Above the mouth, a pair of nostrils is present. Eyes are bulged and covered by a nictitating membrane that protects them while in water. On either membrane of eyes, a membranous tympanum, ear, receives sound signals. The forelimbs and hind limbs helps in swimming, walking, leaping and burrowing. The hind limbs end in 5 digits and they are larger and muscular than forelimbs that end in 4 digits. Feet are webbed digits that help in swimming. Frogs exhibit sexual dimorphism. Male frogs can be distinguished by the presence of sound-producing vocal sacs and also a copulatory pad on the first digit of the forelimbs, which are absent in female frogs. Anatomy. The body cavity of frogs accommodate different organ systems such as digestive, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, excretory and reproductive systems with well-developed structures and functions. The digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive glands. The alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivores and hence the length of the intestine is reduced. Mouth opens into the buccal cavity that leads to the esophagus through pharynx. Esophagus is a short tube that opens into the stomach, which in turn continues as an intestine, rectum, and finally opens outside by the cloaca. Liver secretes bile that is stored in the gallbladder. Pancreas, a digestive gland, produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzymes. Food is captured by the bilobed tongue. Digestion of food takes place by the action of HCl and gastric juices secreted from the walls of stomach. Partially digestive food called chyme is passed from stomach to the first part of small intestine, the duodenum. The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juices from the pancreas through a common bile duct. Bile emulsifies fat and pancreatic juices digest carbohydrates and proteins. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall of intestine called villi and microvilli. The undigested solid waste moves into rectum and passes through cloaca. Frogs respire on land and in the water by 2 different methods. In water, skin acts as an aquatic respiratory organ, cutaneous respiration. Dissolved oxygen in the water is exchanged to the skin by diffusion. On land, the buccal cavity, skin and lungs act as respiratory organs. The respiration by lungs is called pulmonary respiration. The lungs are a pair of elongated, pink-colored sac-like structures present in the upper part of the trunk region, thorax. Air enters through the nostrils into the buccal cavity and then into the lungs. During estivation and hibernation, gaseous change takes place through skin. The vascular system of frog is well-developed closed type. Frogs have a lymphatic system also. The blood vascular system involves heart, blood vessels and blood. The lymphatic system consists of lymph channels and lymph nodes. Heart is the muscular structure situated in the upper part of the body cavity. It has 3 chambers, 2 atria and 1 ventricle, and is covered by a membrane called pericardium. A triangular structure called sinus venosus joins the right atrium. It receives blood through the major veins called vena cava. The ventricle opens into a sac-like conus arteriosus on the ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried to all parts of the body by the arterial system. Veins collect blood from different parts of the body to the heart and form the venous system. Special venous connection between liver and intestine as well as the kidney and the lower parts of the body are present in frogs. The former is called hepatic portal system and his latter is called renal portal system. Blood is composed of plasma and cells. The blood cells are RBCs, erythrocytes. WBCs जिन्हें white blood cells बोलते हैं, and leukocytes and platelets. RBCs are nucleated and contain red colored pigment namely hemoglobin. The lymph is different from blood. It lacks few protein and RBCs. The blood carries nutrients, gases and water to the respective sites during the circulation. The circulation of blood is achieved by the pumping action of the muscular heart. Elimination of nitrogenous waste is carried out by a well-developed excretory system. The excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, ureters, cloaca and urinary bladder. These are compact, dark, red bean-like structures situated a little posteriorly in the body cavity on both sides of the vertebral column. Each kidney is composed of several structural and function units called uriniferous tubules or nephrons. Two ureters emerge from the kidneys in the male frog. The ureters act as urinogenital duct which opens into the cloaca. In females, the ureters oviduct open separately in the cloaca. The thin-walled urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum which also opens into the cloaca. The frog excretes urea and thus is ureotelic animal. Excretory waste are carried by blood into the kidney where it is separated and excreted. The system for control and coordination is highly evolved in frog. It includes both neural and endocrine glands. The chemical coordination of various organs of the body is achieved by the hormones which are secreted by the endocrine glands. The prominent endocrine glands found in the frog are pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal, pancreatic islets, adrenals and gonads. The nervous system is organized into a central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system, cranial and spinal nerves, and an autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed in a bony structure called brain box, cranium. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain includes olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemispheres and unpaired diencephalon. The midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobes. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes through the foramen magnum and continues into the spinal cord which is enclosed in the vertebral column. Frog has different types of sense organs, namely organs of touch, sensory papillae, taste buds, smell, nasal epithelium, vision, eyes, and hearing, tympanum, and with internal eyes. Out of these, eyes and internal ears are well organized structures, and the rest are cellular aggregations around nerve endings. Eyes in a frog are a pair of spherical structures situated in the orbit in the skull. These are simple eyes possessing only one unit. External ear is absent in frogs and only tympanum can be seen externally. Ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing equilibrium. Frogs have well organized male and female reproductive system. Male reproductive organs consist of a pair of yellowish ovoid testes which are found adhered to the upper part of the kidneys by a double found peritoneum called mesorchium. Vasa differentia 10 to 12 in number that arise from testes. They enter to the kidneys on their side and open into the Bidder's canal. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out of the kidneys and opens into the cloaca. The cloaca is a small median chamber that is used to pass fecal matter, urine, sperms to the exterior. The female reproductive organs include a pair of ovaries. The ovaries are situated near kidneys and there is no functional connection with kidneys. A pair of oviduct arising from the ovaries opens into the cloaca separately. A mature female can lay 2,500 to 3,000 ova at a time. Fertilization is external and takes place in water. Development involves a larval stage called tadpole. Tadpole undergoes metamorphosis to form an adult. Frogs are beneficial for mankind because they eat insects and protect their crop. Frogs maintain ecological balance because these serves as an important link of food chain and food web in the ecosystem. In some countries, the muscular legs of frogs are used as food by men.